Today I'm making this beautiful rainbow type little mat blanket. It's ideal to fit on top of a car chair. Pom-poms along the bottom. If you'd like to make this, please carry on watching. Make our little rainbow blanket that's ideal for a car chair or just a little one to play on the rug, you know, to lay down on the floor if you want. You're going to make it the size that you want for your child. Just a nice cozy little chunky rainbow shaped cover blanket, floor mat, whatever you want. Now the yarn I do use for this is chunky. You can pick any colours you want. Today I'm going to pick some neutrals. Now I haven't got chunky yarn, but what I do have is a range of double knit yarn that I've always got. So what I'm going to do is just take some off and double up. So I always double up my yarn. So I've got this nice caramel, or is it a caramel? That's maybe a bit darker. That's maybe caramel. So they're all from all over the place. This is James C. Brett, and it's acrylic shade, so it doesn't say the names, what they are, just lot numbers, and it says for a hook of 4mm. So I'll be using, because I'm doubling up but I don't want it to be too big, is a 5.5mm hook. So pick your colours, whatever you want. That's like a mushroom colour, and that's like, I don't know, what do we call that one? Beige, of course. So yeah, you pick the colours that you want, that you're happy with. And I'm going to start off with the cream, because that's already me chunky, so I don't have to start that. Start raveling it out. You'll need your snippers, scissors and your darning needle to sew in all your ends at the end. And we'll have a nice time of making this. So to start, just get the end of your yarn. But it is so cute. And this one, I don't know if you can see, there's like, I've used a bit of a sparkly yarn as well. I've made a couple of these for my niece and things like that, so they're quite cute. Right, without further ado, let's get cracking. So we're going to do a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 20. And just relax, keep it nice and loose. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So you can go as high as you want with that. So that's how I've started on this one, because I wanted it to have, you know, the modern rainbow shape rather than it being wider, because I wanted it to be a long, if you were going to make it a rectangle, but it's not, it's arched, if that makes sense. So that's where I've started. So this is up to yourself. You could make this section bigger if you wanted. I might actually put another I maybe put another 5 stitches in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to double crochet, third from the hook, so leave that one, and double crochet into that one there. So that's yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and I'm just going to double crochet all the way back to the beginning. So that's all we're doing. I will meet you back at the end of this row. So the back at the very first stitch of the row, so we're going to put our last double crochet in there. So that is our 23 stitches. Now I want to start making the arch, so I'm going to work into this very last one 3 times. So this will take me up to, say, this side of the arch, the top of the arch, and the other side of the arch. Right. And the back of the stitch, opposite stitch of the first stitch we've done. So all in all, in this very end stitch, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to work. So we've put 5 stitches into that very last stitch. So we are opening the hole a little bit, but we will sew that up. If this doesn't cinch it up, which it does, so I'll crochet over that now on the way down, and we're going into the back of the chain that we started with. So we're just going to double crochet down the back of the chain in every stitch. And you can use any colour you want. I stuck to, was it 4 colours in my last blanket, and I just rearranged them, and I didn't put like all of the rainbow colours in, but you could actually do that. It would look beautiful. But yeah, you could use any colours that you want. So I'm just meet you back at the bottom, which was the top and is now the bottom. So I'll meet you back at the other end. So we're coming to what now is the beginning of our row. We're going to double crochet into that very last stitch. I'm going to chain 2 and turn. That was just the end of the tail. I'll snip that out of my way. And I'm going to double crochet all the way back up to the top. So I've counted that turning chain as a stitch, and this will crochet up really quickly because we're using the nice chunky yarn. So I'll do a few more stitches and I will meet you when we get up to the top here. So every row is going to be the same when we get up to this end, because we want to start making room that we can move around to the top. So especially at these beginning ones, because we need to make the arch go around. So when we get up to the first of the 5 that we added on the previous round, that was the 5 surrounding the top of the arch, I'm going to put 2 double crochets in the first one. So that's the beginning of our arch. I'm going to put another, just 1 double crochet into the top stitch, the second to the top. Then when we get to the very top, I'm going to put 2 stitches, double crochet stitches. Then I'm going to put a single double crochet, just 1 on its own, not a single crochet. And then last of all, I'm going to put 2 double crochets on the last piece of your arc, and then double crochets on their own all the way back down to the beginning. So that's going to be my pattern repeat, so that we can get all of our stitches in at the end. If you feel like this is curling up, just pop another double crochet in, because sometimes it doesn't flatten out, but most of the times if you carry on adding to, it will flatten out. So we're just going to double crochet down to the end of this row, turn and come back up, because I want to do 3 of the center rows. So this is our second round, because our rounds now are basically 2 rows. So our one round is a fully round and back. So I will meet you back up when I've done another round of the cream. So as we've come round to the arch on the second row, we're looking at putting 2 double crochets in when you first hit the arch, then 1 double crochet, then 1 double crochet, then 2 double crochet, then 1 double crochet, then 1 double crochet. I just thought then, because we're trying to account for the extra rows, aren't we, and extra stitches, and then on the last one we'll put 2 double crochets. So what you could do is, if you wanted, which I'll do that now, is put a, so I can see where my stitch is, where I was going into, that one there. So you could have pulled the cotton through, or you can actually just put a stitch marker there or some pin, which I can't find my stitch markers. 1 second. So this is the center. This is the center where we're looking. When we come up either side, when we get parallel to that, we know we want to put 2 double crochets into one of these stitches, single, not single, but you know, double crochet on their own, double crochet on their own, 2 double crochet on its own, double crochet on its own, 2 double crochets in the same one, and then we're back down our straight and narrow. So I just thought I would add that in, because you'd probably end up with too many if we put them in every stitch. It is curling up a little bit, so if it does too much, I'll add another stitch in, but I will let you know, because it's been a long time since I've done this, the previous one, so I can't remember if I added any extra double crochets in, but I will soon find out, because if it doesn't lay flat, that's all we need to do. So then I'm thinking now about my next colour. So I'm going to go for the beige, I think. No, I'm not, because it's too close to that one. So you can lay them out and have a mess about and think of what colours you want. I thought of mustard, orange and browns, you know, like for the winter, autumn times. You can go for these pastels like I've done. Then we've got spring coming, so that'll be nice in lemons and mint colours. Or we could do the variegating yarn. Yeah, that is curling up a little bit there. Right, let's see what happens. So we've come to the bottom here, and I'm just going to cut off completely at this end and fasten it off, because it doesn't matter, I'll be tidying all them ends up shortly. And then I'm going to grab my next yarn, so I'm just going to have a little play about, see which one that I like. So I'm just going to get the ends of these two yarns. They are quite thin actually. Might have to try and find some chunky yarn that matches. So if you're going to do it, I would suggest doing all of the same weight of yarn, because this feels a bit too light. So we're just going to put my 2 yarns together, and I'm going to twist it round. You don't have to, but I didn't want too many ends in the one place. And then I'm just going to join on that very top stitch there and chain 3, and then I'm just going to double crochet all the way up. Try to get these out of my way, and we'll see what this looks like. Already it's given ice cream vibes. So just double crochet all the way up to our stitch marker. You could move this every time if you wanted to, so you know where you are with the start of your archway. Oops. Yeah, don't rush. I'm rushing, so I'm just need to relax, take a breath and enjoy the process. Because when you're using double yarn, you have to be careful because it's easy to drop one of the strands. So we're coming up now, so that's the stitch marker, and that means to me that we're coming up to where I need to increase. So I'm just going to pop 2 in there, and I feel like I want to do 1 on its own and then 2 there. One double crochet and 2 increase into the same chain, and then we're at the top again now, so I'm going to do 2 increase, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets into 1, 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet and 1 double crochet and 2 into the same one. I'm just going to lie that down to see where we are now, and we're nearly at the back at the beginning of the arch, so it's there. So I'm going to put 2 double crochets into that one. And double crochets for the rest of this round. As well, with your stripes, that's better. You can do as thick as you want with your stripes. I think I'm sticking with 4 colours, so I'm going to use the green, deep beige, and like a light chocolate, and then the cream. So it's going to remind me of chocolate, mint cream, mint, what would you call it, that mint ice cream with chocolate chips. That's going to remind me of this, I think. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 rows, I think. So here we are at the end of our chocolate chocolate row. I'm going to just double crochet into the last stitch there, chain 3, turn, and carry on double crochet into every stitch. So I will meet you, or do you want, yeah, maybe best. I'll meet you when we get back up to the top of the arch to see how I'm feeling on this round. I think it'll change if you different kinds of yarn that you're going to use as well. And I think if I'd put 2 in every one, it would be too big, I think. So I'll meet you when we get back up to here. So here we are at the start of our archway. So I'm going to put 2 double crochets in one stitch, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, all the way around till we get to the opposite side. And then we'll carry on to the end. So just coming to the end of this second row of the chocolate colour. So just make sure that you pick up this very last one. It can be a bit awkward, is it that one? And chain 3 and scooch about. And that's better. So I was thinking as well, if you didn't want to keep the mark in the middle, you could always mark your first. So you could come here, and when you've done your first 2 crochets into one, you could always mark that, and then, you know, on the next round, that's where you'll mark your 2 crochets. That's where you'll do your 2 crochets into one. So each time you could move your stitch markers out. I usually forget. I usually just eyeball it, but I forget that other people don't. So what you could do is just, I'll be coming up back up this way. So my last set of, where are they? So it should be about here. That's it. That's my last set of 2 double crochets into one. Goes there, and then the first, I can see there, that's my first double crochet into one. So you could mark that one as well. That's just a tip for yourself. That's if you want to do it that way, or you could just pop a little bit of yarn through the holes as a stitch marker. I've started with the 2 double crochets into the same stitch, and now I'm going to do 2 double crochets separate and then 2 into the same. So we'll repeat this all the way around. So it's going to be 1 double crochet on its own, 1 double crochet on its own, and 2 in the same one. 1 double crochet on its own, 1 double crochet on its own, and 2 into the same one. 1 double crochet on its own, 1 double crochet on its own, and 2 into that one. So that's the pattern all the way around till we get to your stitch marker, if you've decided to put your stitch marker there, or to the last 2 together. So I've reached my stitch marker that I popped in, and I can see from the direction of my stitch now I can just single crochet, put my double crochet in there and my last 2 together in there, and then I'm going to do this double crochet for the rest of the row. And just be careful with your split stitches. And the happy days, I'm going to be changing my colour, so I'm just deciding now what I want to do next. Do my little loop and pop it on the end of this side where I've finished on that side, where there is no join. Pick up my first stitch there, bring it round and pull through. Oopsie. You've just got to be careful of this wool splitting all the time when you're doing 2 lots. That's it. I'm going to chain 2, double crochet all the way up to our first increased stitch, and on this round, wait for it, I'll be there in 1 minute. So just take that out. I'm going to put the 2 double crochet in there, and then we're going to double crochet 3. So I think that's the way we'll be going from now on. So for every row we'll just add 1 extra, so the next row will be 4, and so on, as if you were doing a circle, because now it is actually fitting into a circle. It was just the beginning of the arch that was being not playing very nice. So I'm just going to pop that in there. And we've done 3, so we're doing 2 as the increase, and 1, 2 and 3, and increase again. So we'll do that all the way around till we get to our second stitch marker. So take that out. From here on in, you can just pop it back in when you've finished this stitch, if you want to keep your stitch markers in, that is. And then we do the same now for the next 3 rows, well, the next 2 rows. So we've got 3 rows of the mint green, or whatever colour you're doing. That's getting there now. So I've kept on going for a few more rounds. I've just changed colours as and when I felt like it. No rhyme or reason. I'm quite happy with the size now. Finished on doing the beigey colour, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to start on my bobbles now along the bottom. So you can either do tassels, which I might do on the next one, or bobbles. So to do your bobble stitch, I'll just get ready. I'm going to chain 3 and chain another 3, yarn over and come into the 3rd one down, yarn up, pull through 2. So basically you're doing your like a double crochet into that space there, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, that's 2. Same again, so we're going to put 3 double crochets into there, 4 double crochets into there, and we're going to 5 double crochets into there. I'm going to bring back that first stitch and then slip stitch into the first stitch, and then I'm going to turn it all down if you can, it's slippery, and all back into the very first chain. Make sure you go through the center, slip stitch, slip and slip, so that it makes your first bobble. So a nice juicy bobble there, and then crochet a single crochet right across the bottom. So go straight into your crochet 1, 2, I'm going to try and crochet over the loose ends, and 3, until you get a good enough distance apart. So I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to go into that gap there at the top of this, the brown. So it's up to yourself how far apart you want them to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5 double crochets into that third chain along. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When we're finished, I'm going to slip stitch into the very first double crochet of your little bobble, little fan. It looks like a fan, doesn't it? And then we're going to grab it all and keep your yarn behind you and go back into the very first stitch, slip stitch, pull it towards yourself and pull it towards yourself, and then directly into a single crochet. And once you start single crocheting, they'll lay flat. 1, I'm going to lose that green in my way. 2, and 3. So they're my little bobbles, and you can just manipulate them a little bit because you want them to be quite big. There's other ways of doing them, but that's how I like to do them. Hope you can see that there. So I'm going to carry on the way across, and I will meet you back. I'll come back to you when I get to the end. We're nearly there now. So that's it. I've carried on to the end. I'll just put my last slip knot through the last bobble. I'm just going to snip them off and pull through, and then I'm just going to fasten up all of my ends. Now I'm going to sew them all in, and you can make this mat as big as small as you want, but it's for a newborn, so I just wanted to make a little one. And you can do any colour. So I'll just sew in all my ends, and then I'll put the final photographs at the end. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you can like and subscribe, and I'll be bringing out more videos and more tutorials on baby items as well. Thank you very much. If you leave a comment below, say what you would like to have me crochet next. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.